Hi, John here from L.P.M, taking a quick break from a work in process that I'll mention more about in just a couple of moments. In the meantime, we just had delivered here a brand new iPad 2 that just recently got released. And if you're like me, when a brand new Apple product gets delivered, everything just kind of stops for a few minutes while you get a chance to explore the new product and have a little bit of fun with it. And so I'm going to take a few moments here to check out the new iPad 2 and share with you my first impressions. I'm a longtime Apple user and I really love using a lot of their products, but when the iPad first generation came out about a year ago, I have to admit I really wasn't all that interested. It wasn't something that I felt I needed to rush out and go get. But then I watched the keynote presentation announcing the iPad 2, and there were quite a lot of features that will be very beneficial to our project workflow with some of our upcoming projects here. And so I'm not really going to be able to offer my thoughts on comparing the iPad 2 to the first generation of the iPad. So really, I guess I want to just show you what's inside this box while I discover it myself and give you my first impressions as a iPad neophyte. When the iPad was first delivered, I found on top of inside the package this little card had the Apple on there, and open up on the inside, and there's a little card there, I guess welcoming you to the product, and it says the icing. On the back of it, it says your new Apple product comes with a little something extra, personal setup. So once you've had some time to get to know your new Mac, iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch, bring it to any Apple store and we'll help you set up your email, download apps, and do everything else you need to get it just the way you want it. And then it gives you some more information about where you can go to get that setup done and setting up an appointment to do so. So kind of a nice little touch, very Apple-esque in the way that they've included that in the product. So let's see what's inside. It got some heft to the actual product packaging. Oh, beautiful. And it's a very thin device. It feels kind of bulky, definitely not too heavy to hold. It feels like it's a very sturdy device and definitely means business. The one that I got here is the Wi-Fi plus 3G, and it's a 32 gig. This one is the Verizon chipped device. Well, let's go check it out here. I'm going to go ahead and take off the film and just see how quickly I can get some fingerprints all over this. Beautiful. Very nice. So the front here, I've got the white device, the white iPad, and so you can see that the screen is surrounded by the white frame around it, and the back is metal. Looks like an aluminum backing with the Apple logo taking up the center space, and the information on the back here as well. Some switches. It looks like a volume knob there. Camera on the back. The iPad 2 is the one that has both the front-facing and the rear-facing camera. And it looks like a speaker port right there, I would imagine. And then the dock. That's the proprietary dock that Apple has on the device. Very nice. Well, I would imagine that what probably be the most responsible thing for me to do would be to get it fully charged before I turn it on. But as it is with a lot of Apple products, curiosity generally outweighs patience. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it up and see what it does. Much like the iPhone, if you're familiar with that, the power switch up on the upper right, turn that on, and the Apple logo comes up as it begins to boot up. I'm going to go ahead and let it boot up while I'm also looking at what is inside the box here that's left over. So what I have here is, looks like the little charging mechanism here that I would plug in, and my guess is based on previous devices in this particular type of family of Apple products, is it has a little removable connector that allows me to attach an extension cable if I needed to get more reach. Very handy. Otherwise, just leave it on there and that will plug directly into the wall or into an electrical port for charging. Inside here, we've got some literature that includes your standard stickers, the Apple stickers, important product information guide that has some product specifications, warnings and use of electrical products and so forth, and a little card that has a basic overview of syncing and where on the device you're going to find the controls and mechanisms for use. Very minimal, just the information that you need. Kind of like the idea that you get the information that you need and none of the information that you don't, and it kind of saves weight, and it saves trees in printing longer manuals that people generally won't read anyway. And then below that we have the USB cord that ends in the proprietary sync cable for the dock connector in the bottom of the device. So that would typically have one end on this cable that would plug in directly to sticker on there. The plug right there. Then that would plug into the dock connector, and then of course I would then charge the device by plugging that into a wall. And I would imagine that you can also simply plug this USB port right into your computer and use it that way to sync your iPad to your computer and transfer all the data to it from your iTunes or whatever you're going to be syncing it from on your computer. And then below that, on the box here, looks like there's nothing of any merit to explore. That's it. So it is minimal. Let's see what's on the device itself. So I see it already fired up once, and the first thing it's asking me to do is to plug it in and sync with iTunes, which at the moment I'm going to have to before I can actually have any fun with it. So I'm going to go ahead and sync it up to my iTunes, and then let's see what there is to see on the device. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and that just took a few moments. I had to sync it up and register the iPad with my currently existing iTunes account, and I chose to turn off the automatic syncing features so that I could manually control what I actually put onto the iPad. But for the purposes of first impressions, I really wanted to just look at what it already comes with before I add my other apps to it. And just like the iPhone or the iPod Touch, you simply follow the instructions with a slide to unlock. And here we see what it already has loaded on there. Contacts. I haven't imported any of my contact information yet, so there's really nothing to see here. Notes. So far, from what I'm seeing here, this device is very responsive. Because I actually haven't set up an account with Verizon yet to get the 3G data, I went into settings and logged on to my local Wi-Fi network here. I'm going to open up Maps, and very, very quickly it opens up a view here that I can zoom in on. Very, very fast. And let's look at the satellite view. See how fast it's able to access. Very, very fast, extremely speedy, very impressive. Zooming in on the satellite view, so far from what I can see, this is actually a really responsive, fast device. Of course, I haven't yet loaded it down with any real data. I haven't loaded any content on it yet, and typically when you add a lot of content onto a device, it tends to slow things down a little bit. Playing with the Photo Booth app, it's using the front-facing camera. It's a lot of fun. And let's look at the camera app itself. Now, the iPad 2, as I've understood from a number of people in the industry, doesn't have all that great of a high-end camera built into it. So it's definitely not going to be your premier camera of choice when you really want to get that premium photograph taken. But it's there and will work as a video camera or a photo camera. And you can slide the little switch there to go between still imaging and video imaging to record either your videos or to snap your shots. And then evidently they'll be stored into your photos library on the device. Very nice, very quick, very responsive. It feels good to hold in the hand. Probably not something I'm going to carry with me all day long, and probably a little bit too big to fit in one of my pockets, to be honest with you. But you can carry it and use it in a number of different settings and probably easily travel with it as well. It's also got the accelerometer that quickly responds to the orientation of the device to provide to you either the landscape or portrait view depending upon what you're using it for at the moment. So that is the iPad 2. I wanted to thank you for watching my rambling exploration of the iPad 2 and following along as I offered you my first impressions of the device. I'm definitely looking forward to having some fun with the iPad 2 and putting it to some good use on some upcoming projects. While you're here, feel free to look around at some of the other videos that I have on my channel. They can be on any range of topics and subjects. It's sort of my catch-all channel for video. But definitely feel free to subscribe if you're so interested. And also, I wanted to invite you to check out our other channel here on YouTube for our upcoming projects that will soon be posted over at DVWatt. And I invite you to also consider subscribing there. We'd love to have you, and we'd love to see you there soon. And while I'm on the subject, you can also find us at DVWatt on Twitter at twitter.com/DVWatt. Follow us over there, and you'll be sure to get a heads up of all the upcoming projects when they're posted and ready for you to view. I hope to see you there soon. This is John with L.P.M. with the iPad 2, and once again, thanks for watching.